Did you know that 18,000 search and rescue operations per year are for lost hikers?
No, that's crazy. And when you think of it, I guess it makes sense. We're always hearing about a news report where a hiker's gone off the track and become lost.
And there's this misconception that lost hikers are going to always be in remote wilderness areas, but you're just as likely to get lost on a day hike or even in the moor.
Yeah, I believe it. I regularly talk to school kids and even them at their age, they've all been lost before, and generally they don't know what to do if that happens.
The most important thing to do the second you realise you're lost is to stop and stay in that one place. Just find a comfortable area, perhaps somewhere you can sit with your back up against a tree and you can relax and think about the situation you're in. The reason you don't want to be running around once you realise you're lost is backtracking probably won't get you back to where you are. And if you keep moving and people are following your trail, then you're just getting further and further away from a potential rescue. I know it might seem really scary to just sit in the bush by yourself, but if you're lost, chances are that's where you're going to be for a while. So you should spend your time making this situation better, like building a little house for the night.
So the next most important thing is to build yourself a little shelter or a little house. We built one and it didn't take very long at all. And it doesn't have to be big or perfect. It only has to be big enough to fit you inside and to protect you from the elements like wind, rain, and the sun. A great idea, if you can, is use some existing structure that's all around you, like we've done here. Most of this shelter was already finished. We just had to put the roof on. The time to start building your shelter is as soon as you realise you're lost. Don't wait for it to get dark, because it might be too late and you won't be able to get it done in time.
Because you've made your shelter out of all natural materials, it means that you're not as visible to rescuers. So you're going to need to find some other way to make yourself visible. Find the brightest objects that you have on or are carrying, and then hang them from a tree or somewhere high. There is so much rubbish in the outdoors these days, but you can use that to your advantage. Find some shiny objects or bright objects and tie them in trees or up high. And also keep one with you so that if you can see a rescue coming, you can shine it towards them using the sun as a reflector to attract attention.
When you get lost, you might feel very, very hungry. But don't worry, you can last a long time without food. What we really need to keep an eye out for is water. We're going to need that really quickly. So always have a look around for water that you may see, and even look in the low areas where water likes to go.
One thing that people quite often discount in this kind of situation is having a positive mental attitude. There have been cases where people have been lost for months and they haven't had any survival skills, but they've gotten through because they've had the right attitude. One way to maintain a positive mental attitude is to keep busy, because if you stop and just sit there and dwell on the situation that you're in, it's only going to make you miserable and scared.
You don't get to choose when you get lost, so it's really important to understand and practice these things before you get yourself into that situation.
And it's not about fear or about worrying about the dangers that could happen. It's about enjoying your time out there, knowing that if anything does go wrong, you do know what to do. So the important things are:
Stay where you are.
make a shelter or a little house.
Be visible whenever possible.
Know that water is a priority before food.
If you can, try and keep busy to make your situation better all the time.
Stay tuned for future episodes where we'll be looking at some fun activities that you can do to practice these skills, and we'll also be discussing them in more detail.
So make sure you find us on YouTube at Being Human, and keep an eye out for our Being Human web series on Insta and Facebook.